राज्यसभा टीवी का ये बेहद ख़ास प्रोग्राम है गुफ्तगू, और गुफ्तगू में आज है हमारे साथ जाने माने आर्ट डायरेक्टर नीतीश रॉय। नीतीश रॉय, आर्ट डायरेक्टर, फिल्म मेकर और डिजाइनर। दिसंबर 1953 को जन्मे नीतीश रॉय का बचपन से ही कला के प्रति लगाव रहा। कला में बेहद दिलचस्पी के कारण नीतीश ने कोलकाता के गवर्नमेंट आर्ट कॉलेज में दाखिला लिया। यहाँ उन्होंने पेंटिंग में विशेषज्ञता हासिल की। कॉलेज से निकलने के बाद नीतीश रॉय ने एक एड एजेंसी में काम किया, लेकिन कुछ अलग करने की चाहत और क्रिएटिविटी उन्हें फिल्मों की तरफ खींच लाई।
तुम्हारा लक, हमारी एफिशिएंसी। बोलो की चाहिए? Own your own flat?
ना।
गाड़ी?
नीतीश रॉय ने बतौर आर्ट डायरेक्टर 1981 में मृणाल सेन द्वारा निर्देशित बांग्ला फिल्म खारिज से अपना फिल्मी सफर शुरू किया और पहली ही फिल्म के लिए उन्हें राष्ट्रीय फिल्म पुरस्कार से नवाजा गया। इसके बाद लगातार एक के बाद एक फिल्मों में उनकी कला के जौहर दिखाई दिए। 3 राष्ट्रीय फिल्म पुरस्कारों से सम्मानित नीतीश रॉय ने मृणाल सेन, श्याम बेनेगल और राजकुमार संतोषी जैसे निर्देशकों की फिल्मों के लिए तो काम किया ही, टीवी के मशहूर धारावाहिक भारत एक खोज के लिए भी उनका काम काफी सराहा गया।
पहले सत नहीं था, असत भी नहीं, अंतरिक्ष भी नहीं, आकाश भी नहीं था, छिपा था क्या, कहाँ, किसने ढका था, उस पल तो अगम अतल जल भी कहाँ था।
फिल्मी दुनिया के अलावा नीतीश रॉय ने इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग, आर्किटेक्चर, ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग, थिएटर और प्रोडक्शन डिजाइनिंग में भी अपनी कला का जलवा बिखेरा है। देश और दुनिया के कई गार्डन्स, इमारतें, स्टूडियो, होटल, रेस्तरां और मंदिर वगैरह की डिजाइनिंग के साथ नीतीश रॉय का नाम दर्ज है। नीतीश रॉय ने 7 साल में हैदराबाद की तकरीबन 2000 एकड़ में फैली शानदार रामोजी फिल्म सिटी को डिजाइन किया है, जो कि उनकी जिंदगी में मील का पत्थर साबित हुई।
जी, आपकी महफिल कैसी रही?
चिल्लाओ
ना।
क्यों?
भाई आ जाएगी ना, मैं फोटो नहीं खींच पाऊंगा।
करीब 36 साल से इस पेशे में सक्रिय नीतीश रॉय का मानना है कि फिल्म ही वो जगह है जहां आप अपनी कला के सभी दांव पेच आजमा सकते हैं। गुफ्तगू में आज आइए जानते हैं 62 वर्षीय इस कलाकार की कला और जीवन के कुछ अहम पहलुओं के बारे में। स्वागत है नीतीश जी। नमस्कार। हमको बताइए कि ये आर्ट डायरेक्शन क्या होता है, इसका सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है फिल्मों में?
फिल्म का जो हीरो हीरोइन छोड़ के पीछे जो बैकग्राउंड है, वो बैकग्राउंड को एक डिज़ाइन करना पड़ता है। यू नो, आई मीन, इफ़ इट इज़ ए रिच मैन हाउस, यू हैव टू शो इट दैट इट शुड बी रिच एंड इट how it would be, or a poor man house, it can be like that, you know. So we have to create that rich and poor or anything else, whatever the director or the story demands, we have to create that thing by erecting the sets. That is our direction.
तो ये फिर सेट डिजाइनिंग से कैसे फर्क है?
When see, there are many aspects of that. One is that when we read a novel or a script, then we start thinking how the background would be. Then we start designing the background. After designing the background, when we make it in the studio floor, same design, that is set. So that design is required for the set, erection of the set.
सेट के बाद आर्ट डायरेक्टर का काम कहाँ से शुरू होता है?
सेट का बाद नहीं, सेट का पहले से ही शुरू होता है. द मोमेंट वी रीड द स्टोरी वी थिंक ऑफ द डिजाइनिंग ऑफ द सेट एंड द मोमेंट द सेट डिजाइन इज ओवर we erect the set. The moment the set erection is over, then we go very one by one, very detailed work, you know. Just I can say in my first movie I did with Binal Sen, there is a character who used to be the professor of the one of the college.
You're talking about which film?
Kharij.
Kharij.
That was my first film, 1980. So I asked Binal Sen that what is your heroine doing? I mean, what is his profession? What is your problem? My heroine is doing whatever she was to do. Why are you asking me this question? That is not your question. You want to make a set? You have to make a set. No. If she is an architect, then I have to keep the essence of the architecture in his room. If she is a professor, and that also I have to keep that essence. And now I have to know which particular subject, maybe in history or in English or in Bengali, what. Then he told, okay, my dear, I understood your point. And if it is a Bengali professor, then I'll keep those kind of Bogib Chandra books. You know. Understand? Huh?
तो क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं इसमें? जैसे आपने एक तो घर की बात की कि घर का एक इंटीरियर जो कि उसके कैरेक्टर के साथ जेल होना चाहिए. इसके अलावा और क्या चीज़ें हैं घर के अलावा जो आपके काम में?
जैसे सोचिए एक एम्बियंस होता है. जैसा you see that I have done another movie later on 1985 or 86 that is called Salam Mumbai. It's a movie on prostitute quarters, you know. So the whole ambience of the area, the how they stay, how they their regular behavioral pattern, everything is brought in the set. You know, that is the whole ambience has to be caught. That is the designing of the whole mood of the thing, you know, which will speak automatically. When you place a camera, the wall will speak, the chair, table, their arrangement, everything will speak that yes, this is the house of a prostitute. Understand, no?
तो अब जैसे आप देखिएगा कि सेट पर एक चीज़ आपने डिज़ाइन की, प्रपोज की और वो सब कुछ नए सिरे से इंस्टॉल किया गया वहाँ. दूसरा हुआ कि जो रियल लोकेशंस हैं उनमें जो इंटीरियर है उसमें और इसमें जब आप फ़र्क देखते हैं, हाल के दिनों में जो रियल लोकेशंस पर जो फिल्में की जा रही हैं कि अगर आपको किसी से साइकिल के पंचर जोड़ने की दुकान दिखानी है तो उसे वो रिक्रिएट नहीं कर रहे हैं बल्कि वो साइकिल के पंचर की दुकान पर ही जाकर कर रहे हैं. तो इन दोनों के एस्थेटिक्स में क्या?
I can tell you in a very nice way, you know, because I have done a movie called Suspan with Sam Menegal, which we shot in Pochampolli, you know. It's a movie on Pochampolli weavers. But if we shot the original location, if you see the movie, the views are excellent. I mean, the moment every shot, but because I have used the yarn and the threads and the clothes, everything in a very foreground basis. Means when I kept those things as a color patch, and I told Sam, and he also wanted, everything has to be like a Guftagoo painting. It should look like a old master painting. So it's an original location, but how I am keeping them, that gives you the depth, isn't it? The same cycle shop can be kept such a way, it can give you another meaning in the movie, another one stage ahead of your thinking, isn't it? That is the way we want.
तो आपने जो ये काम करना शुरू किया, ये कब और किन सर्कमस्टांसेस में आप इस प्रोफेशन में आए होंगे और आपको लगा होगा कि आप आर्ट डायरेक्शन के काम में आ सकते हैं?
It's an accident actually, you know. I studied in art college, you know, and from there when I passed out, I was very much thinking my dream was ultimatum is every art today is the ultimatum is the filmmaking. when every expression you will get in film only. So that time I thought if I want to do a movie, I have to go to that department. So I went to many places, but my professional degree was in basically in painter. So everybody wants to push me in the art side, you know. So I got one of my teacher who was making a movie that time, and he told me, why don't you be the assistant of art director. But I never had an assistant. I did there all, you know, lifting job, taking here and there things, all these things. After that, I learned carpentry very well, you know, because I used to work in a carpenter's big workshop where I used to do the full-length, full-scale design of the old master sofas and tables, and so I learned it. Then Minal said one day, he told me, see, I am tired of regular art, studio-made art directors. You have not been to the studio, you don't know techniques of the studio making, technique of the studio art directors, so why don't you do my movie? I can do, but you have to trust me. And then the first movie I did, I told you that courage, and I got the national award for that.
मृणाल सेन से आपकी मुलाकात कैसे हुई कि उन्होंने आपको ये प्रपोजल दिया?
Because I used to go to his, because those days, you know, they're the tall ones, you know. So every Sunday, Saturday morning or other holidays, we used to go and push in the home and we would sit down there just to listen to them, you know, what they are talking, what they are doing. So hours after hours we used to sit. And they used to talk on their own. And we are all art college passed out students. So one day he told me, why don't you make a poster for me? And that poster was Mitunda's Mrigaya, you know. And that got also the best prize those days, best poster in that year. So after that, I am very close to him. And his son was my very dearest friend. So there is a connection.
बातों का ये सिलसिला अभी जारी रखेंगे नीतीश दा। अभी एक छोटे से ब्रेक ले लेते हैं। अभी वक्त है एक छोटे से ब्रेक का। ब्रेक के बाद हाजिर होते हैं और बातें जारी रखते हैं जाने माने आर्ट डायरेक्टर नीतीश रॉय के साथ। स्वागत है एक बार फिर से। प्रोग्राम है गुफ्तगू और गुफ्तगू में आज हैं नीतीश रॉय आपके साथ, जो कि आपके पसंदीदा आर्ट डायरेक्टर हैं। नीतीश दा, जब आपने काम शुरू किया तो आपसे पहले वो कौन से बड़े बड़े नामी गिरामी फेमस आर्ट डायरेक्टर्स होते थे जिनके काम को आपने भी नोटिस किया था?
See, in Bengal there is a very famous art director who used to work for Sotridre, the Bongsi Chandragupta. And he, later on he went to Bombay also. And then Kartik Bose was a very famous art director in Bengal. And also Surendra Roy. I think he has done enormous number of film, and I mean almost 2,000 films he has done. So I used to see their work. But mostly I was following very deeply Mr. Chandragupta's work, you know, because the kind of realism in that he used to bring out from his set designing, it was excellent. That's why I have learned everything myself, you know. I have not been assistant to any art director. I have never worked with anyone. I just first film I started my own. So to be very frank, every day I used to experiment.
और जो लोग काम कर रहे थे जिनके नाम आपने लिए, उनके काम के अच्छे बुरे को लेकर एक क्रिटिकल आपका जो अप्रोच है वो क्या था?
Bongsida was excellent. Nothing to say about Bongsida. He was excellent art director. And even also our Surendra. But last Surendra was very professional, you know. All discover the chapa come, you know, one after another. We were very busy, that's why. But otherwise, they are very good. I like their work very much.
जब आपने शुरू किया और ओवर द इयर्स इस काम को करते हुए इतना जब एक्सपीरियंस, इसमें कौन कौन सी ऐसी चीज़ें थी जिनको आपने अनलर्न किया?
See, देखिए मैं आपको बता सकता है, when we are student from art college, we know casting, modeling and everything, because every department we have to work, you know. But when I come to the film industry, that time I saw that big sets. My second film was Mandi. and it was a huge film. And there are lots of molding work, lots of big works are there. But I don't know there is a molding team existing in the film industry. I thought everything had to be done by me only.
Acha.
So I started my own, the way I used to learn. And it was a very tedious process because see, in school they teach you a very technical, very methodical process, you know. Then after that, I had gone through tremendous pain in that whole structural thing to erect, you know. Then second film I did with Govindalani, that was the party. Then I came to know there are plenty of people who can do those kind of molding work, who can help me, who can do the casting and this thing. So I went to those people and immediately I found out my way. So this way I everywhere, even if you see, I have done Thomas. When Govind told me, Thomas, that you have to, I want to get the whole scene to be burnt. But whatever set, I made a different style, the whole set, you know. So lots of money was involved in the structural part, which was hired out property. So if I burn out, the whole thing will, so it will be, tremendous amount of money will be, you know, lost. So I found out how to make that burning scene. In every shot, there is a burning scene in Thomas. And you can see nothing is, not a single chip is burned there. I never knew there is a team of people in the film industry who does only this job. After making the movie, when I made the second, third film, fourth film, that time I saw those people are doing in another set. Then I went and asked them, who are you? They said, we are special effect people. Whatever you want to burn, want to throw, damage, we are the people who can do it. Then I understood. This way I gathered little, you know, how the whole industry runs.
मंडी का आपने जिक्र किया, मंडी का ही एक एग्जाम्पल लेकर हम इस बात को समझना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि जो फिल्म देखता है उसके लिए आर्ट डायरेक्टर का काम ऑलमोस्ट अननोटिस्ड चला जाता है, और चला जाना भी चाहिए। उसका काम इतना ओवरपावरिंग नहीं होना चाहिए शायद कि वो पूरे फिल्म की स्कीम को गड़बड़ कर दे। ब्यूटी वही है शायद। लेकिन अगर एक दर्शक की निगाह से देखें तो मंडी के कुछ दृश्यों की बात करते हुए हमें बताइए कि कुछ दृश्यों को पैदा करने के लिए आपने कितनी मेहनत की और क्या क्या बारीक डिटेल हम वहाँ पर देख सकते हैं, अगर फ्रेम बाय फ्रेम रोक कर ही देखना चाहें तो।
See the scheming, color scheming of the whole movie, you know, it was very important in Mandi because it's one house where different 12, 13 girls stay, you know, and each and every room has their own kind of color scheming, and each and every room has their own kind of girl and their life portrays, you know. So that very nicely it came, you know. And even the whole color harmony is so nice. So if you take them together, it will be working very nicely, you know. I mean, the whole scheme, the designing, the kind of designing we have done on the wall, even the use of the property, everything was very interesting. That's why.
अब देखिएगा कि कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जब आपको नहीं मालूम होता कि काम आपको कब किस तरह का मिलेगा और किस तरह के एक्सपीरियंस को आपको वहाँ रिक्रिएट करना पड़ेगा। मिसाल के तौर पर मंडी की ही बात करें और वो प्रोस्टिट्यूट्स की ज़िंदगी के अंदरी भीतरी दृश्य हैं, उनके लिए आपको भी तो कहीं एक प्राइमर, एक रियल एक्सपोजर चाहिए।
Definitely, I can tell you a story on this, you know, because the day I finished my whole set, and in the evening, Mr. Sham Benegal came to the set, and he told I never expected this kind of loud colors. I never expected this kind of designing in the set. And sir, you are doing a wrong thing. You come with me, I'll show you the place. Now it is still existing. Those days it was there. Means 20, 35 years ago, you know, 30. So I took him to there is a Kudrus Bhai, one fellow, who used to take me to that Kothawadis, you know. And I told Kudrus Bhai, we'll go take Mr. Benegal to there. He was like, yes, I'm going in the night, 9 o'clock. Then Miss Smita, Samana, they also told, okay, we will also go. We'll see the habitat of the place. So we all went there. and he stayed there up to 2 o'clock in the night.
ये कहाँ पर था?
Hyderabad में.
अच्छा.
And after seeing the whole thing, he came out and he told me that Nitish, I'm very sorry, I didn't understand that you are absolutely right. Your color scheme is right. Everything, you don't do anything. Tomorrow morning I'm shooting. That's the thing, you know.
नीतीश दा, हमको बताइए कि आपका जो घर है, आपके पिता, आपका परिवार, वो कैसा है, जिसमें आपके फादर क्या करते रहे और आप आर्ट की तरफ फिर आए?
See, my father was a businessman, you know, and he expired long back, you know. I was studied my own, and then my wife, she is there, and she is a very good filmmaker. Her name is Nandita, and she's a very hit filmmaker in West Bengal. And then my son is a game designer, you know, today's game. She has passed out and she's doing the game designing. And he also got the best prize this year, the best game designer of the year. Like that, our families, everybody is working in the same line almost.
नहीं, आप फिर आर्ट स्कूल में कैसे पहुँचे?
मैं?
हाँ.
Because I wanted to be an artist from my childhood. So when I passed out as a science student. And that was the year where Naxalbari period was going on in Calcutta. So my art college was closed for 1 year because of the Naxalbari movement in Calcutta. And that time I passed out with a science background, but I waited for that to get in the art college, you know. And ultimately I passed. I went and I got a chance in the college, you know. And after that I studied for 5 years and get out from the college.
और आपने स्पेशलाइज किस में किया?
Painting.
पेंटिंग में.
Mural and painting.
ये सवाल असल में मैं आपसे इसलिए भी पूछना चाह रहा हूँ कि आपको कब ये ऐसा लगा होगा कि आपके अंदर कोई आर्टिस्टिक एक बेंट है और जो बाद में आपका फ्यूचर करियर भी बना?
See, I always tell my student one thing, that painting, designing, doing all these things is very easy. These are technical thing. If you do for 3 years, if I can teach you for 3 years, you can be a very good painter. Or a sketch, if you do 3 years for sketch, so you will you can do anything what you want to sketch. These are all technical practice, you know. But mind is the main thing, you know. What you are thinking. So I learned all those things as a technical thing, you know. But my mind is working another way. So that's why I'm in the film industry, understand? To me, those techniques plus today's cinema, what Satya Ray told, if anything is latest, that is cinema, because your acting emotion is there, your artistry is there, your poetry is there, your music sense is there, your lighting is there, everything is there in one box, isn't it?
फिर आप देखिएगा कि इसमें आपके काम में और भी जो दूसरी चीज़ें हैं, जो लाइट्स हैं, कैमरा का नेचर है, अलग अलग मूड्स और स्पेस, वो सब के साथ आपको बहुत बार बार टकराना पड़ेगा और इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में आपको जानकारी होनी चाहिए. तो इसके लिए एक सिर्फ आर्ट में दिलचस्पी रखने और इसकी वजह से तो आप नहीं आगे आर्ट डायरेक्शन कर सकते हैं, बल्कि आपको ये पूरा जो इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी एक्सपर्टीज़ आपको होनी चाहिए शायद.
होने तो चाहिए, because that's why people work with another art director to know the nuances of this thing. But nowadays I believe in one thing, that nowadays what I started even in Bombay last 20 years, that when you are coming from an art college or from designing school, you are already very much skilled on that. But these colleges are 7 years, 5 years courses, you know. So one hand you are already learned all this thing. Baki rest of the thing you work in 2 years as anywhere under any art director, so you can understand the nitty-gritty of the whole thing, how production runs, how you can think, how you will design, how it will go with your sets. That then both together can be a very good combination, isn't it?
नीतीश दा, टेलीविज़न में आपने बहुत काम किया, कुछ हमको बताइए टेलीविज़न के एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में।
टेलीविज़न में मेरा लाइफ का सबसे बड़ा काम है भारत एक खोज, डिस्कवरी ऑफ इंडिया. Because when I started reading this book, I was thinking, how will I do it? Then Mr. Benegal told me, whatever expenditure is required, you do it, but I want all results correct. Then I went to Delhi and I was meeting that time Mr. Joshi, and he was the Director General of that Archaeological Survey of India, MC Joshi. Under his this thing, I had been there for 1 year, and he told me, we used to question randomly, what is this, what is that, what is this area. So like that, from Vedic period, Aryans invade India, and the period which is lost in India, that is Mauryan period, what it totally recreated from the paintings and the sculptures of Amaravati and all this thing, our Bharat sculpture, and up to then Chola period and this Chalukya, Pandava and all this period and till today. So whole I have gone through, and every period, every significant work, and their how they used to really eat, how they used to live, what kind of food they used to eat, what kind of mithai they used to have, what kind of architecture structure, what kind of material they used to eat from the building houses, what kind of design they used to do on the wall, what is on the painting on the wall, what they used to wear, everything I studied, and then I implemented in that, and it was a very authentic job, you know. After that, there is a huge movie serial came, Chanakya, and after doing Discovery, it is very easy for me because that particular era is recreated by me only in Discovery of India. The Chanakya is a Ashoka period, you know, and Buddha period. So we have done that. Like that, then another serial has come to me that I told you that British India, that is Tama. After that, I got a very interesting serial called Mirza Ghalib. And Mirza Ghalib is very interesting. Why I am telling you. Usually, if you see that movie called a very famous Dilip Kumar movie, Mughal Azam, there is a huge opulence you can see in that movie. But here Guljar's briefing was ulta. He is telling me that I want the poor family, poor this thing, Mughal people. So the whole system is different. So I created the whole poverty of that time in that particular year, that time. How Mr. Ghalib used to go to bring his drinks, how he used to sit down and write, what he used to do, and the house, the ambience, the area, the mohalla. So we created, and the big mosque, you know, everything I created there. Like that I have done Nigrani, another serial with Amal Palekar, and Wadleka Dunia, like that. One after another I have done.
जैसे कि आपने भारत एक खोज के बारे में कहा और आपने मिस्टर जोशी का नाम लिया, जिनकी मदद से आपने जो वक्त डॉक्यूमेंटेड नहीं भी था उसको किसी तरह से आपने समझकर रिक्रिएट करने की कोशिश की। बहुत सारी चीज़ें पेंटिंग्स में या स्कल्पचर्स में आपको मिल जाती हैं, लेकिन बहुत सारी चीज़ें नहीं भी मिलती और तब आपको कुछ स्पेकुलेट करना होता है। ये जो स्पेकुलेशन है, ये इसमें इस एरिया में, क्योंकि आपने जो बना दिया हम वही देखेंगे और उसी पर यकीन करेंगे, लेकिन एक आर्ट डायरेक्टर के तौर पर कहीं आपको ये अनइथिकल या कहीं कुछ आपको अपनी एक डिसऑनेस्ट पोर्ट्रेयल, जिस चीज़ को आप नहीं जानते उसको भी आपने आखिरकार उस जगह को भरना है, तो आपको वो एक प्रोफेशनल कंपल्शन की तरह कर ही देते होंगे।
See, I can give you one example. This when I was doing in that particular period, that modern period, that time I have seen in the small Amaravati sculptures or Bharat sculpture, because I have followed that way, but then nothing is existing. Few base of columns are available for the huge Pataliputtu center hall, you know. Only bases are there. You cannot imagine anything out of that.
और ये जो आपका इसमें रामोजी राव फिल्म सिटी का क्या एक्सपीरियंस है?
Ramoji Rao Film City is, I have been doing so many years in the movie, you know, last 20 years after past. Then I suddenly made a film in Hyderabad that's called Loafar. It's a commercial, out and out commercial movie. But it is a 3-kilometer set I put, you know, huge. That time Ramoji Rao was thinking to make a film city. He has a newspaper. His newspaper team came and saw the set. And he was very happy. And I think they went back, and one of my friends also there later on, he was a structural engineer. They have all come, and they went and told Ramoji Babu, go and see, this is the way film set makes. You cannot make film set like that the way you are thinking. And then he came and saw, and he told me that he wanted to come and see my area where I am thinking a film city to be made. So I went and saw, it's a totally hilly area, you know. And after that, 1993, I left all Bombay job. I stopped for 7 years. I stayed back and I made that film.
कितना टाइम लगा उसको करने?
7 years it took time. Because it was a 3,500 acres of land. Out of that, 1,500 acres is developed that time. Now it is developing very slowly.
और आखिर में हमको बताइए कि किसी फिल्म में जब आपको मौका मिलता है तो कहाँ से आपका काम शुरू होता है? मतलब स्क्रिप्ट तो ठीक है, लेकिन अगर उसके ग्राफिक वर्क डिवीज़न में जाएं तो कौन कौन लोग इन्वॉल्व होते हैं और कैसे वो बिल्ड होता है?
I start from because I started designing film at 1994 onwards on computer, you know. Basically on computer softwares, because I thought that time ultimately the days will come, everything has to be drawn in computer.
कोई पर्टिकुलर सॉफ्टवेयर है इसके लिए?
Mixed, you know, it's sometimes 3D Max, sometimes Photoshop, sometimes Corel Draw, all mixed together, you know, we amalgamate together. And this I started from 94, and then I have my every 10 years, every 5 years, some people stay with me, then they go, they learn. They go, they are directors, another boy, people come, I train them like that. So the moment you tell me a story, I start designing on my computers, and after that, I show it to my director. And I wanted to know a lot of things from him. Days after days, I go to him, at least 6-7 days, and I wanted to tell him that you don't have to brief me the story. You tell me what you are thinking, what is in your mind in every scene. Whatever in your mind, you tell, randomly you tell me. And then I pick up those things and I start designing on that, you know.
इसमें से कुछ तो डायरेक्टर ऐसे होते होंगे जो बहुत मेटिकुलस और बहुत क्लियर होते होंगे अपने काम को लेकर, और कुछ बहुत सा हिस्सा आपके ऊपर छोड़ देते होंगे. इसका क्या एक्सपीरियंस है?
जो मेटिकुलस होता है हम लोग के लिए अच्छा है. I know exactly where to go, where to end. And we always tell them that this is, you are starting, you will be going there, and this is, I can see this much we can go. If they accept, all right. Sometimes they do not accept. Then we keep quiet. That is his problem. And where sometimes the creator doesn't know all this, I have done a movie called Bhagat Singh. He is not interested in what period, what is English period, this, that, Britishers there. He doesn't know. He told, whatever you give me the sets, I'll shoot. You just tell me, this I have to do. This is my color scheme. This is this. So I used to guide him, and he has done it. So that time 2 Bhagat Singhs are going on. One is Ajay Devgan and one is Sunny Deol. I did a Sunny Deol one. My regular director was Rajkumar Santoshi. I used to work in almost 10 films. I worked with him. He told me that particular movie I didn't. So he came and told me, if I would have got your sets, I would have made a wonder. That's a good.
आखिर में हमको बिल्कुल आखिर में बताइए कि जो नए एस्पायरेंट्स जो इस प्रोफेशन को अपनाना चाहते हों, आर्ट डायरेक्शन को, उनके लिए आपके पास क्या सुझाव, क्या सजेशंस हैं?
I always tell most welcome in the industry, and they should bring their latest scientific talent, and they are the future today in our country, you know. I mean, if they work well, then whatever we have done last so many years, we'll get a light, out of that.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। ये थे जाने माने आर्ट डायरेक्टर नीतीश रॉय। प्रोग्राम गुफ्तगू के आज के इस एपिसोड के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहते हो तो हमें लिखिए ज़रूर feedback.rstv@gmail.com पर।